name is Julie Ortolon, and I write contemporary romances. I've always been a storyteller, but I wasn't at all interested in writing when I was growing up. I'm actually very dyslexic, so I was illiterate until I was in my mid-20s. To me, English was more of an oral language than a written language. So when I decided that I wanted to learn how to read, I had to memorize what words look like as almost like word pictures. My career with traditional publishing started off with a bang. I mean, you couldn't have asked for better. I hit the USA Today bestseller list with my very first contemporary romance, and then repeated that success with my second novel. But there's a lot of challenges with traditional publishing, and the things that are out of your control don't go well. And so I started off great, but then my numbers started slipping. My numbers slipped to the point where I could no longer, sell a novel to a New York publisher. And that's a devastating point to come to in your life when you have worked so hard and achieved so much, and you know that there's absolutely nothing you could do. You could write the best novel in the world and nobody's going to publish it for you. And so I hit a point where my career was basically over. So I got the rights back to my out-of-print books, and I put them out through KDP as a way to show New York that I still had an audience, that I was still viable as an author. And I never expected them to take off the way they did. I checked my KDP dashboard before I went to bed, and I got up the next morning and the numbers popped up. And they were so staggering. I literally spit my coffee out onto my laptop. And I kept thinking, this can't be right. And I start watching it through the day, and I keep calling my husband, telling him how many books I was selling. When I released the Perfect Trilogy as ebooks, they just exploded off the charts. And like the first month that they were out, I sold 22,000 copies of ebooks that month, and my career has just rocketed from there. Now as an indie author and working with CreateSpace, I remember the moment that I got the proof from CreateSpace in the mail, and I was able to pull it out of that package, and in some ways it was almost better than when I sold my very first novel, because with the first novel I had no control over the packaging or the cover. With this next one, I actually did the artwork myself. So when I got my very first CreateSpace copy in the mail and pulled it out of the package, holding a physical copy of my book again was very rewarding and gave me a lot of hope and excitement about continuing writing. There was one email that I got in particular from a man. He read my novel and he really liked it. It was the first romance novel he ever read. And so he wrote me an email afterwards saying that he just wanted to thank me, that after 20 years of marriage and 4 kids, it was nice to remember why he fell in love with his wife. When you hear from people that this work of fiction that you wrote helped bring them out of the moment and change their life in some way, it's extremely gratifying with all the challenges that I faced, to know that I'm able to overcome those challenges and help other people through my stories.